Hi, this is Doug and Cindy with Help Me Help Mama 5cast. Thanks for joining us today. Today we've got a caregiver question, and this is not a pleasant one. We see this a lot, and it's regarding, sometimes it's violent situations, sometimes it's just unpleasant situations, but
the question is, how do I handle my spouse with Alzheimer's?
when they start becoming violent.
When they start becoming violent.
Yeah. And so sometimes, let's start with like the worst situation. Sometimes, and we've seen this where maybe, and it can be a husband or a wife, but their spouse is just becoming violent. And we've seen sad situations where maybe a spouse is abused, physically. Sometimes it's just emotionally abused. It's not good either way. But
verbally abused.
Verbally abused. I mean, they're saying things that they would never have said. Sometimes it's physical. They lash out and
they get very aggressive.
Yeah, hit their spouse or push them up against the wall or do things they never would have done. And I hope we're not talking to someone that this is your situation. If it is, obviously you've got to, in a situation like that, you got to make sure you're okay. And so if it's bad enough, you just have to call the police. And I mean, that's obviously, you don't want to call the police in a situation where, it's your spouse and y'all been married maybe for years and you love them. You don't want to call the police, but if it's dire enough, you got to make sure you're okay.
Yes.
So let's take a step back. Maybe it's not quite to that point, hopefully, but what would a person do?
Okay. So you try to, it's very difficult to talk with someone who has Alzheimer's. You cannot reason with them most of the time. So often you may be able to redirect them or to do something that will calm them down. Maybe speak in a calmer voice. You have to be careful when you reach out to them because they may think that you're going to try to hurt them. So you need to get some training on this because there are proper ways to deal with someone who has Alzheimer's and who is at this stage. Because what you're trying to do is to calm them down, but you're also looking at protecting yourself. Because if they become violent, they could grab a knife or a hammer or something and hurt you, or glass even, and hurt you really bad, really quick. So you have, and that's uncomfortable to have to be on your toes all the time. You'll want to get them to the doctor to see if you can get any medication to calm this down.
And sometimes that's possible. Sometimes if you can get them to, a specialist, a neurologist, or geriatric physician who's very familiar with issues of aging, especially people with Alzheimer's, they can prescribe a medication and get them on it and make a huge difference.
Look around and see if there's anything in the environment that you think is causing them to be frustrated or anxious or become agitated, and get that out of the way. Get it, it may be noise. It may be loud noises, the television even, that's got them distracted, and they keep trying to focus on one thing and they get distracted and they get really agitated because they can't focus now. So you need to be really concerned about your safety. Ask for help. Really, go to support meetings because there are people that have been through this that are in the support groups and they can help give you information. Call the Alzheimer's Association. They have hotlines.
Yes. All really good tips. In support group meetings, it may be someone sitting right next to you and they've never talked about it before, and you would think, well, they haven't been through this. Well, maybe they have, and they just hadn't said anything about it. So you would be surprised. And, they've been there, done that, got that T-shirt, and they know what's worked for them, what hasn't worked for them, may not work for you, but it's a place to get some good support and tips.
So if you have a loved one who is in the advanced stages of Alzheimer's and they're becoming very aggressive, abusive, you have to watch out for your safety because that is primary.
Those are some tips for today. We hope those help, and best wishes as you continue to provide care with those you love.
Thank you for being a caregiver for your loved one. You're making a huge difference in their life.
So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, click on the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel, and click on that little notification bell to be notified the next time we do a video.
And if you want to interact with us, check out the description below and leave us a comment and let us know what legal or caregiver topics you'd like to hear about.